All right. Well, welcome to the Pastor Speak podcast. With me this week is Pastor Jonathan.
Here I am.
And Dr. Tracy McElhattan. I don't know why I didn't say your last name, Jonathan Locke.
It's fine.
There you go. Yeah.
You know.
No family pride there. It's okay.
Oh, well, I do have family pride. Yeah.
He's going to talk about the Super Bowl now.
That's right. My cousin.
Dude, yeah.
The second cousin, but backup quarterback for the Seahawks.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Will you ever see him?
The Locke family has a Super Bowl ring. I'll just say it that way.
That's pretty cool.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. No, I will never see him. So.
Yeah, just wondering about that one.
That's right.
Okay, so the reason why I've brought you in today for this podcast is because we are getting close to planting a campus in Gardner.
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Super excited about that. We've been talking about it for maybe a year and maybe even like working with a group for 2 or 3 years.
2.5. Yeah.
Out there, and we're just excited to see progress over these past few months, and excited to see the start of everything. So I know that there are misconceptions out there. I know that we've talked about things like who, what, when, where, and why for Gardner. But it's been kind of sporadic. My goal with this podcast is to say, here, we can give you this video podcast, and it kind of explains things, kind of helps answer some of those questions.
Yeah.
So all in one place, we can just talk about it long form, 30 minutes to 3 hours, just whatever Joe Rogan would do. Just kidding. So anyways, I just wanted you, Jonathan, to explain the mission in Gardner.
Explain the mission in Gardner.
Yeah.
That's a really big question.
It is a really big question.
It covers a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you can talk for 30 minutes to 3 hours.
30 minutes to 3 hours. Here we go. Well, the mission of the church is obviously to go and make disciples. The mission of Blue Valley is to make sure. What is the mission of Blue
Glorify
Valley?
God
Glorify God by helping people everywhere know what it means to follow Jesus. So the idea with Gardner then is to make disciples who make our community noticeably better. And that's kind of the drive that we're taking in Gardner, and the direction that we're going in Gardner. And it's going to look different than anything else that we've planted so far. Different than Overflow Church in Grandview that we help Alan Finley plant. Different than launching our own campus by merging together with a former church. And so this is us living out our vision of multiplication out of Blue Valley, which is really exciting.
So why might Gardner need a new church? I mean, they have 13 already.
They have 13 churches.
Yeah. I just looked it up yesterday.
Nice.
I went through that one, not that one, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. The question, I don't think the question is how many churches are in Gardner. I think the question is how many lost people are in Gardner. Gardner is a growing community, probably the fastest growing in Kansas. And so therefore, I think even if you take those 13 churches and fill them to capacity multiple times on a Sunday morning, you're still not going to have enough space. So there's churches that are still needed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's churches that are needed in Overland Park, in Olathe. We need more churches to reach people, and new churches reach people better. And I think Tracy can kind of speak to that too, a little of just the need in Gardner for another church.
It's been really encouraging to talk to other pastors in the community, because I know there can be a sense of competition when you're starting a church plant or coming into a new situation or whatever. But the pastors that we've had the opportunity to collaborate with, all of them are like begging for other churches to come in, because there's just not enough seats for the people that want to be in church. And they are all constrained by their building and their times, and they just need more people to help reach more people. So that's been really encouraging and affirming as we move along the process of hopefully starting another church there.
Yeah.
I've also heard it put in kind of an interesting way of restaurants in communities. It's like, well, why are there so many different restaurants? And we see that around here. We have like 10 different chicken places, that you can eat chicken. But some people are Cane's people, some people are Slim's people, some people are Chick-fil-A people, and so on and so forth. And so with more churches, you reach different people because certain churches only reach certain groups of people.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
That is not
It's a great thing.
No,
Yeah.
it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Back when I was like helping out with youth ministry when I was younger, we had a bunch of like college people helping out. You'd have, the jocks who would be able to like reach those kids, and then you'd have the nerds who would be able to reach those kids. And then you'd like, that was me. And then you'd have the music kids, who would reach those kids. That was also me. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a microcosm of the church world anyways.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So Tracy, you were en route to this question anyways. So how has God uniquely positioned us to reach Gardner?
Oh, man. Well, I would say, I think it was probably about a year ago, maybe not even that long ago. I just came to this point where I was very discouraged in our work in Gardner, but we had one of the local pastors come and speak to our group, and he said, concentrate on what your strengths are as a church and do that really well. Don't try to do everything. And different churches have different strengths, and so they reach different people. And that just solidified in my mind. I can look back and think that was the moment that kind of sealed the deal for me to keep on going, was because our strength is really family discipleship and next gen ministry and how we disciple the whole family. And there's not a lot of that in Gardner. There's not a Sunday school model, and that's what we do really well. And whenever you're on the social media pages for our community, or you hear people at school meetings talking, everybody is asking for more things to do as a whole family. And
Sure.
Where can I take my kids? And where's a safe place for my kids to go? And is there a youth group? And is there a children's ministry? And there's not that much. There's not enough for sure. And we can bring that to Gardner and serve people through our strengths, which is age grade ministry and Sunday school.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you spend a minute and talk about the value of like Sunday school, adult Sunday school, and how that might play into our campus in Gardner?
Absolutely. No, Sunday school in general, it is it's a ministry in churches today that's kind of looked down upon. And I don't know why, but it is such a value for families to be able to come together. And sure, we might be moving, kids are going to go meet over here and learn in their age and style in which they can learn, and students here and adults, here. But it's especially important for adults because we want their children or just younger people to see the value of being together in community and caring well for one another and growing in our faith and relationship with one another and learning to serve together and Sunday school. What's helped us is we've learned how to multiply out of Sunday school. It's difficult to leave people you love. It's difficult to leave people that you've spent maybe a decade with, learning together and growing in relationship, going through difficult seasons in life. But then that helps us also go, but there's a greater mission. There's a greater vision for what we're doing, and that is multiplication. That is creating more space for people to come and join and be a part of. And so that's why I love the Sunday school model. And kids get to see their parents love their groups. Kids get to then grow together, be encouraged, discipled by people who love Jesus, and so it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
and it's such a great way to care for one another too, because you excuse me, if you're in a Sunday school class, it's harder to come and hide. And when you are able to share what's needed, your small group, your Sunday school class can really gather around you and support you through whatever it is that you're going through, which is much harder to do when you're in kind of a community group that changes all the time, or you don't have a group at all and you just come to service and then you leave. So that's another really important value of Sunday school.
Yeah, those relationships are really important. Thinking of Gardner as a campus and not an autonomous church, maybe you could answer, like, why would we plant a campus, not an autonomous church? And maybe spend a moment describing our multi-campus strategy, because I think it is unique in the church world.
It is, yeah. Campuses, our current language is we plant campuses where we are at, meaning where our Blue Valley people are coming from, and we plant autonomous churches where we are not. And so that's our current language of how we understand planting campuses versus autonomous churches. There's so much value in planting campuses, and that it's kind of, you're still a part of the network. You're still a part of the same strategy. You fall under the same elders. You have financial systems and support that are still tied together. We have the same mission and vision, values, all of those things tied together. And we're doing this as a community. I mean, multiple campuses coming together. And so we're able to serve each of our campuses. And so even when we plant the Gardner campus, I mean, there's still going to be opportunities for us to serve in Olathe and for us to serve in Overland Park, and us to join together for the bigger mission of what God has called us to.
Yeah, thinking like youth camp, kids camp, those kinds of things. Like you get to participate with other youth groups and children's ministries and stuff. And I'm sure we'll have musicians come down from other campuses to fill in spots that we might need filled.
Well, and even opportunities, you're going to lead worship for us in Gardner. And so we probably won't launch with a full orchestra like we have here at Antioch.
It takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time to build what John, pioneered. I think.
My gosh. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, but then you're still going to have opportunities to come here to the Antioch campus and use your giftedness of playing the French horn or, something along those lines.
Tenebrae,
Christmas Eve, those different opportunities to serve in that way. And so that's the beauty of a campus, where, there's strength in an autonomous church as well. We're not downplaying that that's not as important, but there's challenges with an autonomous church of coming up with your own financial systems, elder leadership. You fall under a lot of other struggles and challenges that come with autonomy. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's good. The other day we were in a meeting and you mentioned that there are 5 things I think that you said these things are what's going to make this campus successful. I'd like you to speak to the idea of seeking the kingdom first. So how does that affect our relationship with other churches in the area?
As Tracy mentioned, the really exciting thing in Gardner is those churches partner together well. And so there's not a competitive nature. And I think that's something difficult for us to understand, and especially us in the church world. We look at other churches and go, man, if we were just like that, or if we had that programming or something like that. But we're all in this together. Churches all around us, we should be praying for one another and encouraging one another and serving one another. That's what we see in the New Testament. Churches encouraging other churches and supporting other churches. And so seek first the kingdom of God. Well, number one, that was a command. And that's what we all have to do in planting this campus individually. If we're not seeking first his kingdom, we're going to miss out. If this is about us, if this is about Blue Valley expanding their kingdom, we're missing the point and we'll probably not be successful.
Yeah. How would seeking first the kingdom affect our Gardner's relationship with the community?
It could be both positive and negative. Because when we seek first the kingdom, this is about what God wants, not what we want. And so when we seek him, then we're looking in our community that's lost, that's messy, and we're saying, hey, this is for a bigger purpose than just us collecting people and making a name for ourselves. This is not for our glory. This is for his glory. And so I know that was a very broad, vague answer, but it's truly, I mean, the negative side is when you seek first the kingdom, it doesn't bring ease.
Yeah.
Because God's not working in places that are easy. God's always at work in people's lives to draw people to him, and that's usually messy.
Yeah, people are messy.
Yeah.
But then on the positive side, you always say, if we were gone from 151st and Antioch, would the community be any better? And hopefully in Gardner, we can build relationships with city leaders and school leaders and other nonprofits that are doing kingdom work and seek the betterment of the community. And if we were gone, then people would feel pain because their community isn't as good because we left. Hopefully we're not leaving, but the point is we should be seeking the good of the community because God loves the people that we're serving.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that mission statement of disciples making disciples that make the community noticeably better ties into that.
Yeah.
Let's jump ahead then to engaging the city. And when I typed this out, I almost wrote enrage.
Let's not
Enrage the city.
Let's enrage the city. Yes.
Yeah, let's get signs and no.
Let's not.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. So what are some ways that Hope Mission Gardner can engage the city?
I'm going to punt this one because the McElhattans live there.
Yes.
And you guys have been there for almost a decade.
More like, Noah is 15, so we've lived there for 14 years.
So 14 years, more than a decade.
Yeah.
So yeah, go for it. I'll let you.
Yeah. Well, hopefully on an individual level, people can engage with the school district, engage with city leaders, serve in different capacities. But as a church body, we're already doing cookie days in December and bringing families together to talk about the real meaning of Christmas and serve them in that way. And then coming up, of course, we have our indoor egg hunt and more. And it's like an Easter version of cookie days, but with an egg hunt. And that's a great way for families also to come together and to hear the gospel. And then at both of those, we offer an invitation to come to church for Christmas Eve, for Easter, and hopefully just build relationships and make our community better through those events. And then, of course, that's not all we'll do, but we're still exploring opportunities to continue to engage the city and meet new people and build relationships and just be a positive influence in Gardner.
Yeah.
Yeah, the church always needs events and opportunities for people to come gather together. But the seeker movement of churches, I think, has made the message come and see instead of go and tell.
Yeah.
And so with the primary idea of, hey, we want to engage the city, it's for us as Christ followers to be light in the city, in Gardner, in the schools, in community, issues. We want to be the people that go, okay, why are you guys here?
Yeah.
Because when somebody asks why, then we get to give them the answer. It's because of who Christ is in our life. And hopefully that then entices more questions, of, okay, well, I want to be a part of what you guys are doing because Christ is different than you just inviting me to come to your church.
Yeah.
Christ is you guys going and being the church out in the community and making an influence in the community. And that's why we want to engage it. And that's why it's part of the mission of us launching, make disciples who then can make disciples. So that means we're leading people to the knowledge of salvation, but then that make our community noticeably better.
Yeah.
So that people start going, there's something different. about you guys and your church.
Yeah.
And that's really the backbone of everything too, because I think this is a unique opportunity because it seems like, and I'm sure there are other people doing exactly what we're doing, but it seems like when you hear other multi-site churches say we're opening a new campus, they're really like collecting, 200 of their members and planting them in a different location and starting with more resources than like a church plant would. But this opportunity is really cool because we're not taking 200 people. We're taking the people that already engage the community and already live there and encouraging them to engage other people that don't have a church home, that don't know Jesus, and be in relationship with them and share the gospel and build disciples who build disciples and so forth. So I'm really excited about the uniqueness of this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the question that's being asked is, okay, well then, I mean, you guys are kind of doing that. Why don't we just invite them to the Ridgeview campus or the Antioch campus? And what we're finding, and the challenges are, people don't want to drive. 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes to church on Sunday mornings. And so, well, we've got people there. Let's plan a campus.
Yeah.
And now you don't have an excuse.
Yeah. Some of our people in Gardner are like, man, I have invited friends. I'd like to invite more, but they don't want to drive 20 to 30 minutes.
Correct.
So it's kind of like removing a barrier, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But also I'm picking up what you're putting down here. Like you've talked about, we're not planting a preaching point.
Correct.
Right. We're planting a campus, a church campus that needs to affect the community. It's not open our doors and just hope people come in.
Correct.
And hear the gospel. No, it's to go out and to share.
Yeah.
And hopefully multiply. I mean, hopefully multiply from the Gardner campus, not just this is the end in and of itself. No, we need to keep multiplying. Maybe we'll, start another church farther south, whatever. But the discipleship and multiplication model is there and the crux of what we're doing.
Right. We read Kingdom First, a book together, and it was about planning churches. And he talked about how, I think it was him that talked about how, like, if it's not in your charter when you start, it's never going to be.
Correct.
And I think 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when Blue Valley started its multiplication stuff, that was like a new thing. It wasn't a part of the church's DNA.
Correct.
We had to graft in this idea.
Turning the ship, and it's hard.
And it took 5 to 10 years before the Ridgeview campus, and it's taken another 10 years before the Gardner campus. So starting the Gardner campus with that idea of multiplication, I think is hugely important and can lead to easier multiplication or
hopefully quicker multiplication, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So that was one of your other points, was always be thinking about multiplication.
Yep.
You had mentioned stick together, that you want our people to stick together. So what did you mean by that?
Yeah. This is going to be hard. I think there's excitement at the beginning that everybody's, hey, we want to be a part of this. This is exciting. We want to reach our neighbors, all that kind of stuff. But it's not going to be easy. And it's not going to be easy, not because it's just hard work. Satan's against it. There's no desire from him for a new light to be planted in a dark area. And so I mean, everybody's going to have to be in. And that's not just a Sunday morning thing. That's a during the week. That's our hope is to engage one or two opportunities with schools or ministries that we can impact throughout the year. We want to be engaged in the community with 3 to 5 different things where we are out in the community serving them, and so that takes work and that takes sacrifice, and what tends to happen is when things get hard, people go, you know what? I got to come to Antioch and I got to show up and be a part of a Sunday school class and I didn't have to prepare for anything, and I didn't have to do,
I didn't have to set up chairs. I didn't have to set out flags. I didn't have to greet people.
Unload a trailer.
My kids had a really big ministry to be a part of. I mean, that's going to be a struggle for some of our students that are going to be there. Of coming from a student ministry where you see 40 to 70 of your friends every Sunday morning, and to going, man, it's 5 of us, and so they have to be on mission just as much as mom and dad do, and so. So with Stick Together, it's like, we're in, this is us, and we're going to do whatever it takes, and not hopefully just bow out when things get difficult, or, this isn't what I thought it was going to be, that type of stuff.
I did have a question about, do you have any specific ideas on what might come, what challenges might come? But I think you spoke to that. Do you want to? Can you foresee anything that would cause people to question their commitment?
I mean, man, I don't want to speak anything into existence.
I think I think you already have spoken enough to it.
But it's I think there's going to be definitely opportunities for challenge to show itself, and we just have to daily remind ourselves of the seek first.
Yeah.
This is about the kingdom.
Yeah.
This isn't about my comfort. This isn't about, there's going to be so much joy found in that. And there's going to be so much good, when we go, man, God is working. And we see God working, and not only see God working, but we join him in his work. There's something exciting about that for me.
Yeah.
And so, which then leads to the second thing of deepening our devotion, that point that I brought up of this is individually, deepening our devotion. It's a relationship with Jesus. And I think when people think relationship with Jesus, we always preach, read your Bible and pray. And people go, okay, I read my Bible this morning and I prayed, check it off, and let me go grab my coffee and get ready for work. That's not a relationship with Jesus. A deepened devotion with Christ is communion with him throughout the day. I don't just think about my wife one time a day. I think about her throughout the day.
Good.
And there's things, there's things that, I want to shoot her a question, or I just, hey, I'm thinking about you, or, those different types of things. That's what a relationship with Christ is, so we remind ourselves of his word that we read in the morning or in the evening or throughout the day. And so that's crucial in staying connected with an idea of seeking first the kingdom.
Yeah. How does how can deeper devotion not only be individual but collective?
Do you want to answer? I've talked a whole lot.
Well, I think when you are devoted to Christ, and when Christ is first in your life, he automatically comes out of your life. Yep. So when you're in conversation with your neighbors or the people that you randomly talk to at Walmart or wherever you are, what comes out of your mouth is Christ instead of whatever else you've put into your heart. So that naturally occurs and drives the mission forward. And I think it doesn't have to be hard. And then another way too is I think we forget sometimes, or maybe we get caught up in feeling like we have to convey a certain body of knowledge to someone for them to understand what it means to follow Jesus. And we forget that it's really just a relationship. And all we have to do is introduce somebody to Jesus. And we do that through our words, through our actions, through how we love people, through how we love the Lord. And it's just about inviting them in and inviting them along the journey and introducing them to the person of Jesus. And we forget that sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's all it is inviting people and investing in them. And
And it's the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit that works through that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Some plant, some water, some see the growth, as Paul would say. I can't remember exactly where. One of the Corinthian books. I always get those two mixed up. They're hard to keep track sometimes.
Well, and then as community, I mean, as this group that's coming together to plant this campus, my days aren't always great. I mean, there's struggles, there's, disappointments, there's those types of things. But as we come together in community, we can remind each other of that.
Yeah.
That, hey, you're not in this alone. We're walking through this together.
Yeah. We're all rowing in the same direction.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the churches in Gardner. I mean, it's kind of cool. They're all kind of rowing together to reach their community. And I mean, that's what Grace Baptist is allowing us to use their space and basically told us whenever you need it.
Yeah.
We're open to you guys using whatever room.
There's even in Gardner, there's a marriage conference once a year that one of the churches hosts it because their building is bigger, but it's literally put on by 3 or 4 churches together. They come together and they host a marriage conference together because they believe in that mission so much. And I just think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Just collective work for the gospel.
Yeah. I think that's amazing. So you mentioned the meeting at Grace Baptist. Who should attend and why should they attend?
Anyone and everyone should attend. I say that maybe jokingly, but not, because we need just as many people praying for us. And so having an idea of what to pray for and direction would be great. And so, but no, I mean, if you live in the area, if you live in kind of what we're targeting is, maybe Spring Hill and Edgerton and kind of West Olathe. I mean, we have people kind of coming from everywhere, and especially Gardner. If you live in those areas, we'd love for you to be there to find out more about the what we're doing, how we're going to do it, the timeline that we're kind of trying to lay out. But then even if you're just a Blue Valley member that's, hey, I'm interested in just praying for you guys, or how can I support you? I mean, we're going to have events that we're going to need more people that are just kind of the worker bees running events. And so we're going to need those types of people consistently. And so that's why I say, anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that the event is on the 24th,
24th,
6:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
6:30.
We both looked at Tracy.
That's right. And what time? Yeah.
6:30 should be done by 7:30.
Yeah.
And we'll build in some time for just chatting and talking about how you can get involved and opportunities that are there. So it's not like sitting for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, and Q&A, some questions.
We'll have opportunity for Q&A, and then also, I mean, I've been asked already, is there childcare? And we're not going to have childcare, and that's strategic, and that we're going to have to stretch ourselves when planning a campus because we don't know the space that's available to us. We still don't have. I've been asked that. Where are you guys meeting? What church are you?
TBD.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And so we don't have a space. And so we're still, working through that, and that's going to bring challenges in and of itself. And so, but we're going to do everything that we can to say, hey, this is what it's going to feel like, and it's might be messy for a little bit, but God has called us to it.
Yeah,
and we're excited about that.
Yeah, there might be more kids screaming during the sermon than you're used to.
Absolutely.
That's okay.
Doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't bother you at all.
No.
I'm glad. Yeah, I can put my blinders on.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks for going through all that stuff. I do have a element of fun. Do you guys have any funny things your kids have said? I have a whole list, but
you've created a list. I want to hear some of yours first.
Okay. All right. While you're thinking, this is the funny things that Anna says. She's 3. She calls her tights sock pants.
Oh, I love that.
Sock pants.
Pretty cute.
That's amazing.
Cookie pads. Those are oven mitts.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
The important part of the oven use.
Yeah.
Yes.
When Jude was younger, he would say, "I'm so hungry for." ... fill in the blank, and that just meant he really wanted. So I'm so hungry for Daddy to come home.
Oh, good.
I'm so hungry for the hotel.
That's so funny.
Amazing.
We have the list is a lot longer for Jude.
Yeah.
Scuba diaper, which is scuba diver,
Scuba diver.
Oh,
but
okay.
he couldn't pronounce it.
Yeah.
Also shoulder pants.
Is that
That's
like
classic.
Overalls. Or
Oh, okay.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
You shared that one with me.
That's
That's
great.
suspenders. It's like shoulder pants.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
That is amazing.
I've always wanted a vest with elbow patches, but I don't think that's a sweater vest with elbow patches. My nose is funny because my boogers melted.
Like when they have a runny nose.
I think so.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
And then this is of his sister. She's unignorable
Unignorable.
because we just turn around and say, ignore her. Like she's being obnoxious.
She's
Ignore her. She's unignorable.
Unignorable.
Love it.
That's amazing.
Emmeline will ask, can you shave my apple? She wanted to, peel the apple.
Peel the apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Leanna will just make up words, and it's hilarious. But romp with an M before the P for rope. It's
really?
Okay. There's apparently a slurve in the bowling alley.
A slurve.
Like a slurve, like a curve.
That makes sense.
Like it curves.
Yeah.
But it's made up. And then her New Year's revolution this year was to be joyful.
Good.
I hope she's accomplishing that revolution.
This is always really great, though. She said once, Jude, can you keep your opinions in your head?
Oh, I like
good.
that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Maybe we should all use that.
I know.
Some people need to keep their opinions in their head.
Like, yes.
That's amazing. Let's see. Abigail, she used to say glubbies for gloves. They were glubbies. No-noke was yogurt.
Okay.
And so that was before, I think, it might have been Andrew. I don't remember if it's Andrew and Abigail. My kids are like in their 20s now. So,
yeah, it's been a while since they've said weird things like that.
Home Beto was Home Depot. That was Home Beto. And then Abigail would say sand sanitizer.
Oh, we're in that phase right now where it's sanitizer, and I love it.
Yeah. So can I have some sand sanitizer?
Sand sanitizer.
Our kids will say Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boys are of the age right now where if I share embarrassing anecdotes about them, they will not be pleased. So I won't tell you things they say on a podcast. But I will tell you because he did this week and he was proud of himself for being funny. And I've already told you to, but we got one of those things that from school that's, reasons why I love my mom or all about my mom or whatever. And he said that his mom likes to relax by hiding in her closet. And I laughed really hard, but that he's not wrong. And that's because we have a walk-in closet and it has 2 doors on it on either side. And one of them goes to the laundry room. So sometimes I will go upstairs to, do the laundry. But it's nice and peaceful because I can just turn on a show and sit in my closet. It has windows, so it's not like I'm sitting in the dark, and fold laundry or not, but watch a show in peace. And people don't look for me there very often. So
That's good.
yes, that's that. And Abigail, I don't know, she doesn't have any funny sayings right now other than bossing her brothers around and thinking that she's the boss of the house, and she's a 3-nager. So all that comes with that.
Amazing.
Well, Anna will pick up a rock or a leaf and say, "This is for Abigail," and then makes Beth take a picture of it sometimes
and
and send it to you.
And Abigail will say, "Oh, that's so sweet. I forgot to do that for her." Like she'll say, "I forgot to send her a leaf." I'm like, well, it's okay.
It's okay. We're at the zoo. It's not going to make it to the end of the day.
That's right.
So
That's amazing.
So thank you so much for joining me today to talk about our mission in Gardner.
Absolutely.
And if people want to learn more, just simply ask. We want to tell you all the things. If you hear about this, or if you hear this podcast before the 24th of February in 2026, you should come to our meeting at Grace Baptist Church in Gardner at 6:30. If you listen to this podcast afterwards, thans.
We'll have more meetings.
We'll have more meetings, and we may even be a planted campus by then.
That's right.
So come check us out. I would just say thanks again for joining, and thanks for listening, watching, all that kind of stuff. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like what you saw, hit the thumbs down button twice for good measure. And we'll see you next time.